they cannot talk about their true nature. They cannot go against their true nature. And worshiping God and talking about God and talking about the soul, it is going about their against their true nature because they don't have a soul. So they cannot talk about a soul plan. They are not a soul. What they are is another thing. We talk about divine sparks. We talk about the divine. They talk about the universe. The universe, we said it can be anything. The universe can be a stone. The universe can be this tree. The universe, although God is in everything, because everything is God, is divinely sparked, which is the creation of the Almighty God, the Most High God, the only Creator. But you know what I mean? The universe. They never talk about God. They never talk about creation of God. They never talk about you as a soul. They talk about my. We talk about most of the time in German, so that I only know that word in German, meine Wesen. Meine Wesen. When I talk about meine Seele, my soul. She talks about meine Wesen. She never talk about her soul. My being. She never talk about her soul. Meine Wesen, my being. Never talk about her soul. Talk about soul plan. She talks about human design. Talk about many. Now and then, now sometimes I sit and then I get the flashback of our conversations and everything, and then I go like, wow, why I didn't see this? Why I didn't? She gave me a lot of hints. Not only her alone. Like I said, all those who are reptos and whatever pretending to be light workers in order to have you between their fingers, and to sell you their propaganda. We're going to activate the Lemurian crystals in you. So just come and sit, and then we're going to activate. And now, by that time, they're just dumping a lot of nonsense onto you and trying to shut you down and try to shut you off. Nothing else. Been there, done there. You know? So, and they are clever. Those who are selling themselves as light workers, they have specialized in that, and they have done their homework to know what you as a light worker, you as a divine spark on your awakening journey, what you want to hear, what is important to you. And all this where these narcissistic traits and characters are coming from nonsense. You first. Where do you think it started with? You first. Those reptiles, they don't care about anything. They only care about themselves, their well-being. And they fit on your chaos. If they fit on your pain. So the more pain I cause you, is the more, as a reptile, for example, the more pain the reptile is fitting you, causing you, is more food for them. So that's why they go ahead and also add one on top of it and say, hey, that's your problem, deal with it. If I cause your wounds to bleed, I have nothing to do with it. That's your own problem if it hurts you what I say. And you, as a divine spark, you leave your love position, your caring position, your compassionate position, and join the club of narcissistic, egocentric, and selfish characters, and start hurting other souls. Because you say, like, I also don't. You speak your truth all the time. Speak your truth. No. There are times to speak your truth. There are times to be quiet. There are things that you need to speak and address. There are things that you need to let go and just observe and let it go and let it pass. You don't have to have an opinion on everything. You don't have to have a comment on everything. So you cannot, even if you know that, okay, this is the truth, this is my truth, but my truth will hurt you bitterly, So I'd rather let it pass. That doesn't mean you are denying yourself when you don't speak your truth all the time. No, that is what you call wisdom from above. The divine wisdom and discernment. I've came to learn after I've survived my narcissistic ego trap and face and left that position and embrace oneness again and embrace love again and embrace compassion again. I've came to learn to know and say, no, no, no. I don't have to talk all the time. Now we can sit together and we don't have to exchange any words. Let our vibration just speak for itself. I speak more with now I speak more with my vibration than with my words. I've learned Lidl have been a really good training ground for me. There I meet a lot of people and they talk and then they complain. There are some people who really can talk and really can complain. Oh my goodness. There are really people who are really can fit on drama. Ooh. And I just listen. And then they're expecting my reaction. I know that they're expecting my reaction for me to take part in that drama. But I got nothing to say but just to smile. And then they are confused because most of the time another person will jump in and fit on that drama and make that drama a big drama and a big issue in order to satisfy the one who's complaining or the one who started with that drama for that matter. So people they might find me not interesting to complain to or to have those kind of discussion with me. Because at times I even ask a person, when they're complaining about somebody else, I said, hey, after they want confirmation from me whether I see the same, whether I see the same as well, or whether I feel the same, I will ask, would you talk about this person right now? If this person was standing here, would you talk about it now? Would you talk this when this person was standing next to us? No, for sure not. I said, then I will not take part in that conversation. Because for me, that is lestering. That is gossiping. So, but it's not gossiping, it's the fact. He said, if it's a fact, you will not have a problem talking about this when in front of this person. Whatever you cannot speak in front of the other person, I'm not interested. And if you want to know my opinion about this situation, it happens, and then he did this to me, and then she did this to me. What do you think about it? It's no, I got you. I feel you. I feel you are hurt. I feel you need somebody to speak to, and I'm here to listen. But I'm not here to make judgment or to take this position, and especially because I just only heard one side of the story. But each story take two to tango. Just like a coin have two sides. I only saw that one side of that coin that you have showed me. There is another side of the coin that is missing to make a complete coin. To make that coin a complete coin. And they go look at me well, you should believe me because I'm complaining to you. I said no, I don't work like that. I said I heard you. And I said I will holding the space for you. If you want to talk to somebody, if you want somebody to listen, I'm here to listen, but I'm not here to take part. Anyway, coming back to the narcissistic traits that the New Age is forming you to be, and the ego syndrome forming you to be. Now, in the next video, we're going to talk about the trust that is being misused in the New Age spirituality. Have you ever had a situation where you go to a healer or to a medium, and you want to work on your issues, and then you want some information from the heavenly realm, you book a medium to channel messages for you. And then in that turn, you have confidential issues you want to talk about. You want to be confirmed. It happened with me. Just for the next moment that this medium, the next moment that you drop that phone, that you finish that Zoom conference, she go and run and tell about everybody about your confidential conversation that you had. That is very unprofessional. Untrustworthiness in the New Age spirituality, especially with mediums and healers. Stay tuned.